the DFB Pokal final, Bayer Leverkusen v Kaiserslautern, and Kaiserslautern had a run to the final, and Bayer Leverkusen had a chance of a Bundesliga and DFB Pokal double. But a competitive cup final, as Kaiserslautern had the first shot of the match, with Kaiserslautern forward Daniel Hanslik having a left-footed shot just outside the box on his right foot, saved by Lucas Hideki. And then Bayer Leverkusen had a shot later in the first half with Florian Wirtz driving into the box onto his left foot, but an alright enough driving into the box on the left rather, and getting in a shot on his right foot. But Julian Crowley, Kaiserslautern keeper, with an alright enough save, as Bayer Leverkusen play their passing football in a 3-4-2-1, as they have so often this season with Xabi Alonso as manager. Bayer Leverkusen got a goal to take the lead with Granit Xhaka with a left-footed shot from outside the box into the top left-hand corner to give Bayer Leverkusen the lead. But just on half-time, Kaiserslautern had a shot inside the box with a shot from the right of the box from Tobias Raschgal, but Raschgal's shot right-footed just wide of the left-hand bottom corner with a right-footed shot. And Kaiserslautern had a shot from Ragnar Acker on as a sub. The Kaiserslautern forward had a shot from just outside the box, right-footed towards the left-hand bottom corner, which Lucas Hideki saved all right enough. Bayer Leverkusen had a chance to score the second and double the lead, as Florian Wirtz in the box had a chance and a shot on his right foot, but Julian Krau with an alright enough save. But Bayer Leverkusen edged it to win their second DFB Pokal trophy and their first domestic League and Cup double, as Bayer Leverkusen won the Bundesliga and DFB Pokal double. And Bayer Leverkusen's trophies now as a football club: one Bundesliga, two DFB Pokals rather, and one Europa League. Bayer Leverkusen have won one Europa League, but not quite 1-2 this season. But still, Bayer Leverkusen have now won 4 trophies as a football club, having won their first League and Cup double this season. And Jaminho, hello. I'm happy to see Leverkusen win, but doing the domestic double rather, makes Wednesday's defeat all the more painful. One game away from an invincible treble, I would be depressed. Well, it'd have been quite something for them to win a treble. If you go by the season as a whole, for them, it's still all right enough. Like they had Leverkusen, they don't win trophies, bit like the Spurs thing with the Premier League. So for them to just get all that, like away for a season and win a League and Cup double just like that with Xabi is still quite something. But yeah, the European trophy would have just an invincible treble would have been quite something. But for Bayer Leverkusen to be the club and team with the domestic League and Cup double rather than Bayern Munich, just any other German team in German football winning and a League and Cup double after Bayern Munich domestically invincible is just, it's I wouldn't have predicted it, and I'm not sure a lot of fans in the fan base of German football would have either. Oh, hang on. I hope Alonso stays and builds on this Leverkusen team and makes them even better. Yeah, Bayern Munich may be getting Company as manager, which is too early for them to be getting Company as manager and too early for Company to be managing a club like Bayern Munich if he's Bayern Munich manager next season. So with that, I'd have Bayer Leverkusen as slight favourites to win another Bundesliga title. And with Company at Bayern Munich next season, I am aiming for Borussia Dortmund to be winning a domestic trophy. It'd probably have to be the DFB Pokal, as I'd say in the league that Bayer Leverkusen are going to be slight favourites, unless Borussia Dortmund have it within like a 4-point gap at the half of the season. But yeah, I'd edge Bayer Leverkusen for another league title next season, and but yeah, the DFB Pokal is potentially a chance for Borussia Dortmund if they can get to that semi-final and the draw's opened up. Like, well, even if it hasn't opened up, like it's a chance for a trophy. Like the last 2 seasons, like Borussia Dortmund sell their players. Yeah, after sending Erling Haaland competed for the Bundesliga 71 points each after sending Jude Bellingham in a Champions League final. So there is still a chance. Like Bayer Leverkusen for their club had players like Leon Bailey, Moussa Diaby, and Kai Havertz, and they've still had a bit of recruitment, like Borussia Dortmund have had, but albeit they have recruited quite a talented manager to win a domestic double. As for Borussia Dortmund, Edin Terzic as head coach, he's a tactical manager. I'm not sure to what level. I'd say next season's a big season, but competed for a Bundesliga title and got to Champions League final in the last 2 seasons, which is a bit of something over the season. But yeah, domestic trophy next season would be quite something. Oh, hang on, still more. Okay. Anyway, and the fact it would have been a Europa instead of UCL Champions League is arguably more impressive because that meant that last season they weren't good enough to be in the UCL Champions League or the top 4 in the Bundesliga. Yeah, well, trophy equals achievement. Like whether it's a domestic cup, league title, Champions League, Europa League, I would even say Conference League. Like trophy equals achievement. The more trophies, the more achievements of the football club. Borussia have won the Champions League once, but they've lost 2 Europa League finals. If they'd won one of them, that would be just one more European trophy. But they've still achieved a bit of European trophies. I'd say for a club in German football after Bayern Munich, they have anyway. Let's just say that. Right. People would have made a lot of money betting on a Leverkusen invincible double. Oh, at the start of the season, absolutely. Surely at least one person bet on that. Even just betting €1 or €1, £1, yeah. Well, sort of. Anyway, convert the currency. But anyway, still would have been an insane profit. Yeah, just a tad. Yeah, I wouldn't have predicted it. Like, yeah, Bayer Leverkusen finished 6th last season, but Xabi Alonso came in part of the season. But he changed it from 4-2-3-1 to 3-4-2-1, and he was building them towards something like a competitive semi-final to Jose's Roma, but still, I'd say Xabi maybe picked up a bit from that, and like maybe apart from the Europa League final. But then even with the Europa League final, Xabi made subs from half time. It's just that Bayer Leverkusen had shots from Granit Xhaka, Adam Hojek outside the box just wide, but that was about it. Atalanta's pressing team performance rather, was so spot on that Bayer Leverkusen just couldn't get any chances or shots on goal inside the box, and you've got to credit Gian Gasparini's like style of play and tactics in that Europa League final was just spot on from Atalanta. And this one, Grimaldo for free has got to go down as one of the best signings of all time. Won them a league and cup double, and him and Frimpong could end up revolutionising the wing back in future years. Well, they have been key to Xabi's team in the 3-4-2-1. Yeah, no doubt about that. Not the only key ones, but they have been part of it. Yeah, and maybe for 3-4-2-1 rather. Maybe it'll get played a bit more. Maybe not. It's hard to say. But I don't know if Bayer Leverkusen are the only team to have played it and won trophies this season. But yeah, Xabi's changed it for that. Bayer Leverkusen already played passing football. They already had recruitment, but Xabi just changed it to a 3-4-2-1, adjusted it a bit. They still had a bit of recruitment, but Xabi adjusted it a bit and installed the winning thing, and have just gone from Leverkusen to another level, League and Cup double, and yeah, just wouldn't have predicted it. Leverkusen were terrible in the first half. In the second half, they actually went forward a bit. Of course, I get to it. Nothing good is down my head except Lookman's hat-trick goal. I prefer to give the credit, so I'll give Atalanta the credit. They are the best team to have, from the result anyway, the match and the result to have played by Leverkusen anyway. Borussia Dortmund got 2 draws with defensive, counter-attacking team performances, had the lead and drew both matches, and that seemed to be a chance of getting a result by Leverkusen. And Atalanta going to have pressing team performance and get it absolutely spot on, and they just. But yeah, Lookman scored good goals, and he played for a few clubs. He played for, what was it, Everton, Leicester, Fulham, RB Leipzig for a bit. So he played for a few clubs. But Atalanta in Serie A, they've got they're probably a similar club to Bayer Leverkusen, just a club Leverkusen's just a bit in between Köln, Dusseldorf, and Atalanta's just a bit in Bergamo. But the clubs have a bit of recruitment model and both this season all right enough coaching, and so probably similar. But Atalanta better would just all right to win that final. Atalanta were class, though. No team in the world beats Atalanta. I've got to hand it to Gasperini. But again, they sold Rasmus Højlund at the start of the season to Man United for 70+ million or so in total, whatever it was. And they've won a trophy. Of course, the Premier League has, it's still got its competitive matches and talented players and managers. But they have got the main ownerships and the TV money the rest of Europe doesn't have. However, in the rest of Europe, they have still got an all right enough level of recruitment and coaching. Considering that, I'm not saying the rest of Europe are going to are going to get ahead of Premier League teams to European finals every other season, but this season, they've more than been they can still be a competitive match in these European tournaments, like the Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League, with Borussia Dortmund getting to the Champions League final. All right, I wouldn't have predicted it in the group stage, but we got to the final. Olympiacos in the Conference League. Fiorentina are in their third cup final in 2 seasons. Coppa Italia and Conference League final last season, and Conference League final again this season. And Europa League, Bayer Leverkusen and Atalanta, both in the final of that, albeit Atalanta are the one team to play it spot on v Bayer Leverkusen and get the result. They just rolled it all into one in one match. Well done to them. And yes, there will be another post-match tomorrow, which is potentially going to be an alright enough match. The Taça de Portugal final, Porto v Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon with a chance of a League and Cup double, and they've got the most talented manager in Portuguese football. Hang on. Sporting manager Ruben Almiron. That's it. Ruben Almiron. That's it. So he's won the league. But Porto are a competitive cup team, as you'll know, Firmino. Porto had a competitive match for Arsenal in the Champions League, albeit Arsenal all right enough to go through on penalties over the 2 matches, which is overall the main thing. But Porto probably had a more competitive round 16 than... I would have predicted Porto to have a competitive match, but there's an amount that didn't predict that Porto would give us quite that a competitive match in the round 16 in the Champions League this season. And they're a competitive cup team, but yeah, that could be quite a good one. But yes, Bayer Leverkusen have won. Oh, hang on. There we go. I've won the Bundesliga and DFB Pokal double this season. Bundesliga and DFB Pokal double, rather. Well done to them.